nemi hali ya juu chekure state of art nemuche kepiman chito kot kenai aki kele shida nenyin ko ne ngibor kabisa kele kot ko chito nendo shida nebo brain ko ne nemi shida yoton kot ko spine kechungusan vizuri kot kenai aki sikinya chito komie yekinya chito komie and he's happy then he'll come back because kanyor the good service. And so kikinam age make sure kele kage keep the standard nemi hali ya juu nemi barak in terms of service and care ginya jita kot kosop kot commander hospital. At the moment they workers almost 150 workers the employees the hospital, and our care go we get a big jabune mountain we keter jabune liba Rwanda Burundi jabune Uganda ko chang god missing ak chaba South Sudan. Again Kenya go bunu emet kongeten liba Migori Kisumu Kisii Kilgoris liba Narok even Mombasa Malindi we see patients from all that area. So it's far and wide. How much about we are keen yani out employment and big daktari ko we look for the best big yengen kabisa kasi nywan or big passionate chama kasi amoni no kasi ne ko mamaje jangia nusu maje chitara chama kasi kabisa because it's not about money, it's about passion ko chamet ne cham kasi agie any manda in the mule da to kabisa komye gindai daktari sakye bunu emetu no ke changa amungi ko chama service so ngono gendai consultants bali about different disciplines about orthopedics about gynecology cardiothoracic all cadres of specialists committee yuto. At the moment gendai a clinic in Kericho. We are starting a clinic in Busia. We want to establish in Kisii because Pikechang, Chipundu Olibo, Nyansa Kupundu Olibo Kisii. The flagship Nenyon in Nesaidi Kongalega brain and spine. Not a Negiga Gina men, or not a Negiga Konamwen Kabisa, or not a Negicheng equipment Jemiali and you. But of recent Kogiginam other specialists. Orthopedics is now top kora ko paparaga mon kige jang equipment na magata discipline again dai kora go physiotherapy go very good kindai ga sabi ke pa alia ju ag equipment je alia ju cardiology go ngalega mule lwog kindai go specialist ni baraka in neurology gina wegen bitani ni ko ngering kapsa. At that time when I came back we were about 7 that time about 15 years ago. But kito gele magi moja ga sit pikte tute kina nyon North Rift Western Kenya kogi almost the only neurosurgeon. But over time kogi get kinet pigala he get trained in other specialists, other neurosurgeons. And I'm happy to say I've done my part, and now in Western Kenya again there are about 7 neurosurgeons, which is a big step. At the moment in total there are about 35 neurosurgeons in the country. Of course, majority come in Nairobi. Maybe cities Nairobi. So I would say about 20 of them are based in Nairobi. There are now one in Mombasa, one in Meru. My happiness, my greatest happiness, not more than anything, more than even the monetary gains or money, more than fame. My happiness, kolanga ginya chitadaga mogu muchege, agawe konyuan, komigo mnye, kwenda tego mnye, kosapchinge go mnye, agobaishe go mnye. My happiness, not. So, I don't know, people like, but to me, my more service, kaginya chitago sab kumye. Ago kubaisi chike, kwega sinyin, ago tara family nanyin, kuba happiness. So just kiginya, ago sabcha, kot kowek their families kokonu shuhuda amun kikosopcho komie. Mionwogik chedilenen brain ak spine ko a wide spectrum from chekure trauma, mara kabut chito anan kosich accident. Sana ko biikab motorbike amun mara komoloche helmets, so if they get an accident akobutyo kwere ngweny metit koumioni. And so the majority of our patients ko chikinyor trauma ko in umianet. Ak the next group ko infections. Biik kanyor infections cheu meningitis, cheu TB, tuberculosis. TB ko kiyokwo ngweny en kasarta age, lakini of late the recent years ko kokonyo barak. So kikere biik chetindo shida nebo suet chebo rotet amun kasich TB nebo kowek. The third group ko tumors. Tumors ko chetou cancer, ko che cancerous, mi che benign chema cancer. But all that group kekuren tumors, and growth chemi metit anan ko chemi spine. So diagnosis sana ko kechikil chito komie, what we call clinical assessment. Ikechukwu sana, yani the first thing ko kekas history nebo chito komie in details, machonge kase juju. Once kakenai the details, care examination komie, thorough examination. That history a clinical examination ko konu the bulk of the diagnosis, almost 75%. 3/4 kenai amun kakikas history nebo chito akecheken komie. Sikebendi any chekuren radiology, yani kepir pichainik anan keib korotik ko 25% chon, a quarter kityo. So most of the things ko kekas chito, kikwam metit chito for how long. Kele chito kikwam for more than 2 weeks akwam metit kila, ko kotok kele tindo kit nekikwam mara ko a tumor in the brain. En investigation nemi barak kabisa ko kit nekikuren MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. Mashini neo nechikili kabisa kot kobor kele shida nemi spine, nemi rotet ko ne. Iboru kabisa the details nenyolu. But the other modalities cheu CT scan, usually that is the first line along kichekene ak X-ray. But today what we rely on ko MRI. Machilili magichilili amunga kutoka kabisa kakechekan chito komie akepir pichai nenin noton neboru komie nema guesswork nemakilenen mara ko ni this is to be right. Alak amun travel kya emotinwek cheter ak cheter, and I would say machine nebo Kenya MRI nemi yu ko kergei ak nemi New York. In terms of standard, among these are universal equipment. Mine machinishek kitomo kenyoru amun cost. Mi machinishek chekure kou Gamma Knife che costeni almost 500 million shillings. Tomo kenyoru, tomo keitat kiwango in Kenya kial such machines. Although we are getting there, I think Kenyatta University has bought one like that. But a few, I would say majority of the things we have the equipment. Maybe about 5% those are the ones we send out. In India, amonto magenyo research facilities. Yeah, so the kidogo sana. In terms of training, I would say get just like at par with other places in the world. And Kike trained and big early at you at the moment. In terms of cancer treatment, we are top. And in fact, big up Kenya, govali mbenje ko chamata mon kingengele skilled, kiki trained gomye. Even me, kimatawek say Kenya because kiki chaman in a lot and amon, we were skilled more than even the citizens of that country. So in Kenya, we have the best people. The only problem with maybe equipment, takogali equipment among kiki taxes. Taxan medical equipment. So to the common man, very expensive, and that's why the cost of care in Kenya ko may barak because magi subsidize equipment. In fact, our plea to the government ko gi zero rated medical equipment. But zero rated equipment ko go cheap the care. So this universal healthcare will be cheaper got taxes, what we are paying now, especially for equipment. Kindai patients, others go emergency, others go elective, others go to today because of such a great deficits. Until tomorrow. So those ones we have to do tonight. One condo like when I go to Limbo, Kisumu, Linda brain tumor, go blind in one eye. I'm going to go blind, tomorrow. By tomorrow, because the other eye will have gone. So that one we have to do. So that brain tumor in a very sensitive area, very deep in the brain. And so that one we have to do tonight. I go see fracture in the spine. So again, that's an emergency because we cannot wait until tomorrow. Yeah, I go bleeding in the brain, like when I'm go bleeding. So again, nyalogi is that clot in the brain today. So it's a number of emergencies, and we are ready. We are always on our toes because we deal with life. Life, come me time, now, unless tomorrow. By that time, got too late. So we try to save life as much as possible. Our role as a doctor got to save life, not anything else. Save life. Kingeta mapema, agirutosi late. I also teach in the medical school, so nyalo allocated time kidogo about my students, the new things or what I've acquired during my training. So passing that knowledge to the next generation. And then I have to be in a clinic. I'm going to be Nairobi, Mombasa, and they've made a lot of effort, flying hours quite too. So we try to see them. And then after that, gave an emergencies. So they're not too urgent. So we're maybe finish by very late. Success rate could change the condition about the patient. I would think how deep is it, how complicated is it. But I would say with the equipment, with technology, success rate has improved. We have, you'll see equipment earlier, outcome and success rate going better because of trial and error. You know, it is precision. This is precision surgery. So precision almost absolute, and right, Mami, a margin of error. We are very focused, and even our equipment go focused. Someone gigi invested in the right equipment because I knew this is the equipment I needed, and I check again and all that. And so, we are guaranteed that we'll give you outcome. We don't experiment on anything, we do the right thing. Our facilities go branded, magibu to generic chip, Kagai, Kibu Guinea Kika, the northern. So, there be any complications. Medical field go rapidly changing, and diseases, technology, something go about 1 week ago, Koga changed within a week. And so we do what's called continuous education, medical education. Every so often, we meet our doctors, our team of doctors, and discuss cases. What could be anything new, can discuss, and that's how we improve care of our patients. At the moment, I'm training doctors, there are even doctors, other neurosurgeons who come here for training, and as a group we do our best about the latest information, the latest technology, the latest care in the market. And so I would say our patients receive the best because we are current. Yes. Most conditions quite complicated because of late appearance. Pwede bigo gago chelewaso. Kikinya mara headache for 2 months, 3 months, some even up to 6 months. Akwe digital kwala Banadol, karonge lenji brucellosis, pesoge lenji typhoid. Wala anto kote time yondo. Tungo itu koki too late. So gina maja mago the early the better. Niga skin ni manini ana ni right iwe daktari. Sige chikil komye sige go ni the right advice. Agitage kogi negure annual checkup. I know pike chango yui ke checken maragele go ge nyorne, but it's better ke suke nyoru ko sirgele nji now ko it's stage 4. And I think pick up college nguma chavana gole magali saidi ke unanan checkup ko magali yet lene chaive agi hospitali aga tukolo gile machege on checkup kutarati ene chaive kiwango fulani. So my best advice go peak tukole above the age of 35 years, be it chebiosa anaboyot could be testing ya chatera kyater could teach chebiosa could be children pap smear chinyaloge ai sigisto kisipke nego twinde cancer na cervix. Among the biggest killer in women ko cancer na cervix. In men the biggest killer ko cancer na prostate. And these things are possible kisipke chekan mapema oge chekan mapema kisipke nyore ko possible ki achieve cure kisto age go the right treatment mapema. Because it to maybe 2 years down the line gelenji now go in and go it go at that time go too late. Yet kisipke nyore age go treatment cost again and you get cured and you continue. So those are the things chama big up college knowledge. Or check and get. It's not expensive. Every year, check, annual checkup. Because anything nema me line is binyoro daktari mapema. This young lady, 10-year-old got brain tumor. We go for blindness on one eye. It's a dip, near it comes the brain, dip in the brain. So we are present from the side of the head, near the ear, and now all the way down. So we'll have to open the scalp to the brain. Positioning is everything. You get the right position so that if you're approaching the tumor, you're in the right position to get to the tumor. So everything is done meticulously, identifying the position, the side where we're going to through is marked. That's how we're marked. Clean, make sure it's thoroughly cleaned. After we clean it, now everybody's in place. Surgery this time good, Marago size going. Thinking the process, of the steps, what but on average for about 2 hours today. And theater go a team, a big team, Machitage. So the head got the surgeon, the team leader, act the assistant. So there's always the assistant, and the main surgeon act the assistant, the authority. I will be the chief anesthesiologist, so we meet him in one machine is secure. So engineers, civil machines, to control the machines to make sure a machine could be machine in the middle of the operation. That would be a disaster. So about the team, the nurses could be in patches. Me, the main scrub nurse, the scrub in authority, I have assistant in it. I got me now the run nurse. I will be the ground person. Make sure that the floor is clean, any slippery, everything is right. You have to like a messenger, you have to be any problem. So it's a big team, big man, on average. The floor, bacteria. Yeah, so it's not a normal floor. Okay, they will the walls. For me, any windows. And here, for is to clean air and purify and open one source. I got another source. So only in and out. No get any other air from anywhere else. So once I get the window, I get the doors, that's it.
Every morning tukiingia kitu ya kwanza ni receive report ya patients, that is wenye wamekuwa na wale walifanywa surgery usiku. Our patients wenye wamefanywa surgery, kitu ya kwanza tuna assess ufahamu yao. That is wakati tumeingia tuna assess ufahamu yao. Ufahamu ya mtu wa kawaida ni 15 juu ya 15. And ufahamu ikienda chini ya patient tunachukua hatua ingine, we move to another step. Huyo mgonjwa ametoka surgery, huwa tunamconnect kwa machine kuangalia vital signs zake, that is blood pressure, oxygen na moyo kupiga. Most of them wanakuanga na shida ya pressure inaenda chini sababu maybe ame lose a lot of blood while they are at the theater. So kitu yenye tunawasaidia, tunawapea dawa ya kupeleka hiyo pressure at least iende juu. Alafu pia oxygen huwa inaenda chini. Huwa tuna supplement kuwapatia oxygen ya at least wasaidie kwa kupumua. And then kuna pain, a lot of pain, and ukifanywa surgery at that site huwa tunawapea dawa ya kupunguza machungu. Alafu kuna kutoka damu, that is bleeding. That site yenye imefanywa bleeding lazima damu itoke. Na kitu yenye tunafanya, tunatoa hiyo yenye ilikuwa imewekwa hapo, hiyo bandage, tuna dress, tunafunga na nyingine. My main aim ni kusaidia patient a recover fully. Na si kila mtu ako na hiyo roho ya kusaidia, especially akiona damu, ama akiona patient ana gasp, ama akiona patient ana behave in a weird state. Sisi tuko na hiyo roho, and it's just a passion. If I see you may change, kuna vile nitakusaidia. Kama sasa akimwaga damu ama akianza kugasp, oxygen iende kwa mwili, tunakusaidia. Hatuwezi stuka. Wengine wanastuka, hata wengine wanaogopa matapishi, lakini sisi tunapanguza. Tunafanya kila kitu kama mtoto mdogo. That is our work. Kuna patient the history was alipigwa na majambazi kwa kichwa. Sasa katika harakati ya kupigwa na majambazi ikaleta bleeding ndani ya kichwa, kwa brain, kwa ubongo. Akakuja hapa akafanywa surgery ya kichwa, and most of them wakifanywa hiyo surgery huwa wanaenda wakishatoka theater, wakileta huku ICU huwa wanaenda kwa hiyo ventilator, tunaita life support machine. But he fought, akuland kwa hiyo machine and akadischargewa akaenda ward. Juzi sasa hiyo wakati ukifanya hiyo surgery unatolewa skull, ndio hiyo healing i take place. Juzi amerudi akafanywa inaitwa cranioplasty. Cranioplasty sasa ni kurudisha hiyo skull. Akarudisha hiyo skull and is okay, amedischargewa leo, and I'm very happy for him. Ili tu motivate kabisa. Sasa hapo penye umetolewa skull kwa inaingia ndani. Na skull hiyo tunaweka kwa theater. Inalabeliwa jina yako, everything about you. Sasa ukisha recover, they make sure you recover. Hauwezi kurudisha kama uko that state yenye bado uko una recover. Mpaka urecover kabisa vizuri ndio akuja kurudishia hiyo skull.
Hospitali jiji nguni konda moetes kita nata kiuni moeta yeket. Kokere komi clans, komi caretaker. Chito neribes kibwarchini kole kiuni kole kidresseni kole akiboisie sterile gloves chetililen kabisa. Mameche uchafu akatugul amu moet ko delicate nea. Ngonyor uchafu akatugul ko nyoru chito infection. Spine nguni ingen ko bodies chebo chito. Ko very delicate. Ngun chito ang discharge kikochini positioning, sleeping position. Atyo nguni mat kwa kasi ni kimu kabisa. Mat kwa slowly. Atyo kikochini what you call TCA nguni ko return date nenyone clinic after 2 weeks. Nikisubi kiro moyo nato ko une.
Ni push daily is I always put myself in that shoe. Nasema ningekuwa ni mimi, ningefanywa hivi kweli? Ama ningekuwa ni relative wangu, a friend or anybody, ningefanywa hivi kweli? So wewe unanifanyia patient chenye inafaa afanyiwe tu apate kupona. So that inanipush kabisa. Yani I have that heart of empathy. Yani najiput kwa that situation that ingekuwa ni mimi kweli. That says isolate patient ni muassume ni mwache tu. Hivyo amejichafua ama oxygen imeisha ni muassume. But I always put myself, ingekuwa ni mimi. Mtu mwingine angenifanyia kweli. Wacha nimfanyie data. At least ajue alisaidika. Always do a check-up. At least 6 months. Ulifanya check-up ya mwili yako. Hizi mwili si permanent. Come to a hospital, kuja tukufanyie check-up from brain, kumgongo, kila kitu. Alafu ningependa kutuma salamu. Ningependa kupatia shout out watu wa nyumbani huko, especially my parents, Eunice and Richard Kipiego, Chembulet, Kamukono village, watu wote wa Kamukono na watu wote wenye wamesikia hii teaching. Ningependa kuwasalimia na nikwambie barikiweni, asante.
The new KCB mobile loan is unbelievably flexible and incredibly affordable. You can now borrow up to 1 million Kenya shillings from as low as 1.2% as a 1-day, 7-day, 14-day, 30-day loan, or enjoy a longer-term period of up to 1 year at competitive rates. Dial *522# or apply on the KCB app today. The KCB mobile loan, unbelievably flexible, incredibly affordable. KCB, for people, for better. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
Habari Mama Salim. Wewe uko na bahati sana, niliona message yako ya rent jana. We, Johnny. Johnny. We, Johnny. Umeamua hii nyumba ni yetu na wewe, si ndio?
Jamani.
Jamani nini utakuwa unalipa?
Leo tunajua mambo haijakuwa mzuri.
Mambo haijakuwa mzuri? Sasa ndio inaenda kuharibika zaidi. Hebu toka. Toka saa hii.
Na unajua tu uchumi vile.
Uchumi hata ilifungwa. Saa hii hakuna uchumi. Kipata pesa unujenge kwako, sawa? Usijaribu kuingia huku kama hujatuma. Hapa unajifanya aje? Kidaka affordable housing enda huko kwa serikali.
Epuka aibu za caretaker. Chomoka na ploti ujenge kwako leo.
Cheza Loto kwa paybill number 77700. Andika neno
Kass
kama account name. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 1000 na uchomoke na chapa leo.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been proved by the BCLB.
From the heart of Africa, where dreams are born and passion is boundless, a new wave of talent rises. In La Liga, these extraordinary athletes are not just playing the game, they're transforming it.
Danny Rodriguez, the man chasing, it's Lamine Yamal! What a magnificent goal that
They
is!
shine on the world stage. Watch as they redefine football, inspire millions, and make history. La Liga, where dreams become reality.
Kaida nyingo Dr. F. Koech, daktari nebo brain and spine, in Topil Hospital, igere tetutetab tililindo en Kass Tv.
Kekurenani Elizabeth Chebe. Ajone Mount Elgon, sub-county ya Bungoma, Kapsokpon. Nijipata kwamba nimeletwa huku. Nimeshughulikiwa na Daktari Koech. Sikuwa naona, sikuwa naongea, sikuwa nafanya chochote. But nashukuru hiyo hospitali Topil imenitoa mbali. Nimeona mkono wa Mungu kupitia kwa hiyo hospitali. Hata mimi saa hii niko sawa sawa. Ni nguvu tu, but Ajamage.
Ugonjwa ya Elizabeth Chebet ilianza mapema kidogo miaka zilizopita, na tukatafuta huduma kutoka hospitali mbalimbali hasa ya district, ya Kaptola na ya private. Nilipofanyiwa scanning ikaonekana kwamba damu ilikuwa imeingia kwa brain ndani. But then yeye hakuwa anafahamu chochote. Yeye alikuwa amekwisha kabisa, hata karibu niambie hawa muda tu refer na mtu wangu kweli amekwisha. Sababu hakuwa na chiweza, hakuwa na hata ukikuza hakuna kabisa. Alikuwa amekwisha kabisa. Tulipofika mahali hapa tukapokelewa vizuri sana na madaktari hapa, na immediately hawakujalawa. That same night akapeleka yeye kwa theater. Alipopelekwa theater, the following morning tukaambiwa muende muone wala muende tuone kwa ICU wala ambao wamefanyiwa operation. Nilipofika kule nikaona kwamba ameanza kuongea. Nikasema Mungu kweli ameonekana mahali hapa. Mtu ameanza kuongea sio kama jana na amefanyiwa operation. Yeye sasa ndiye amepata sasa ufahamu. Akaanza kuuliza niko wapi. Asema uko hospitalini. Akaangalia, akaniuliza hospitali gani hii? Nikaambia tuko Kapsakwan district. Asema hapa ni mahali pasafi zaidi. Hapa si Kapsakwan, sababu anajua. Nilijaribu kumficha kidogo kwamba asijue mahali tuko, lakini alifahamu. Na nilikuwa najaribu kuingwae kwamba kama amepata ufahamu. Na ndiye akapata akajua. Kapata ufahamu namna hiyo. Alipokuwa akipata ufahamu namna hiyo, akaanza kukula. Akaendelea kuongea vizuri, nikashukuru Mungu sana. So madaktari wamekuwa wakitutembelea. Ninashukuru sana Daktari Koech. Hata tulipokuwa kwa ward, hata hiyo ndio sababu alipotembea akatuoji, akaongea naye. Ndio nikafahamu Daktari Koech. Nikashukuru sana.
Kigureno Archdeacon Elijah Rotich. Archdeacon ko patriot ni po parish ne kigure Mosop East. Ago Archdeacon nebo Archdeaconry nebo kanisetab Anglican eng olimbo diocese nebo Kapsabet. Archdeaconry nebo Mosop East. Mosop East komi motwetab Mosoriot, akoi motwetab Cheptil, motwetab Kamoiwo, Kapkeringon, Chebilat, ak anyun Mosop East inendet ne ole tebe headquarters nebo Mosop East Archdeaconry. 2009 petut agenge ami pulpit ameche akoito ng'oliotab Jehova. Jale na soman bukuit ko magere ko kakokoit anyun kole koyaja ayapta kotatinding'onye kolejige katestai ne. Koyaja nguni awokta Bible sikosich asoman sirutik chekakotai komengekitu eng kanisetab Kapng'etuny All Saints pulpit nebo Kapng'etuny eng olimbo Celia. Kobit king'wonindo nekicham komi metit orit yun neng'wan ne ngong'ololi ko kotomo atar ng'alek ko ng'wanit. Ko kingong'wanit koyoche achut koristo ne kichile serunek siachut kabisa koristo sikoyasta. Amuitoi kounotok abotele biik chechang kokilen Archdeacon Rotich aya kobitani bito kochile serut, lakini kimite kito nekimite patetab nyalulnatonotok. Ki notok ko kingap koite kasarwek che kingichurugen eng yekiamdae pulpit ko mapetei kito nekitikin neu kisungusungu. Ki aib ko kito ne berberi, lakini kingaib ib kekono kiwenikab konyek sikosich amuch asomane. Lakini mabekyi yotok. Kitestai anyun kisungusungu inotok akoi kasarta ne betut agenge ko kawe parish nebo St. Stephen's Ibanja Parish ko kakotestai ing loin ngoliotab kisunguzungu ako ngap kasarwek alak kole ngap kuryo kidogo kito nekekure charetab serunek. Ki eng kasarta anyun arap kurgat ko kiyokwo anyo parish nebo Mosopist nami nguno inyo anam ak diconry koyokwo Bishop Paul Korir nekilini Jehova kongoi missing amu tononet nebo katorchinetab kayabetab kapkorosutab kamuktaindet. Kingait anyuni yekingap kakobata katororet ak dikon nebo Mosopist kotun betut agenge mitei boisiet nebo utisiet nebo kotugul eng olimbo Pelegenya koetas kisungusunguit kai kotanam boisiet nekikong'et akochi mestowek chemengechen leiridayat nekikure arap Saina leju otestai anyun amu atinye kisungusungu. Betut notok awe gaa olimbo Kibulonik eng Vicarage. Ndipo mi gaa awe ko boyo kotab tupchenyo nemining nekikure Emmanuel. Kikitebi anyun eng kasarat keng'ololi koite ale eng kamang'u abut ale tap bas koet awendo kenama anyun kokanapa Emmanuel yeitya kemutwa komutyo akoi gaa olinyunet kokimi tupchenyu nekure Enoch Sang konam karit nguno polishot akerwou akoi hospitalit nekikure Alpha Hill. Kingaitu Alpha Hill College Dr. Kiprotich nekikakile kimeche wakati notok ameche pichainikab metit sikenai kele tos une metit. Nyokebe Eldoret Hospital keib kakweng'et nebo metit kokimong anyun kele mitei on your left hand side across nekekure tumor. Ko advice ne anyun kole chechin akoi yobe Top Hill Hospital. Kecheng as kakelichigei kibendi ano len tupchosyek chuk alak kibendi India. Kot kele mitei daktarindet ne managing kipkokoromit kora kasit eng olimbo India kimuchi kiyo konyo India nyokotoret nekekure FKH. Ale ndasamache FKH notok eng Eldoret makebendi olimbo India. Ko kiyai kasit boisiek kabisa chebo parish nekikure Mosop East nekondochin my Figures Warden. Figures Warden eng Anglican ko chito nemi patetab potriot koribe kabisa kweli kweli. Kikibwaiwe anyun boisiek chok chekilecho kong'ete kirani komakomi as nguno ng'alek alake iyan kityo kinyain kitoretech achek nguno chekakitou keyaun boisiet. Kingenyikenyeru FKH kiro daktari netala kiro daktari ne so jamming kilen kityo Elijah utapona. Kumbe ni it's just a simple thing tutatoa na utaishi utahubiri injili. Kile jini Jehova kongoi missing amu daktari FKH nekimuch kobwat kot missing kole nyolu keyai boisionotok kole Elijah eng betusiek 10 meche kejer within 10 days. Kikiyai kebuken anyun kotoi kobir muguleldo kidogo lebas ajidi kone lasha roticho no nguno brain surgery sokotoko sabo bas kotoi kotobot kitikin nep ko palet ande kamang'unen yu Jehova itali ji kamuktenet nebo Saburi 103 nikale isabech ak inyoiweket. After 10 days tokarudi inyoko ng'alalwech as eng oret neinege hospitalitab Top Hill kole kitoreti Elijah yengap kakobata osariakte oro magutik alak chemokotin eng oretab chepkondok. Wakati ne kakorikas kabisa tumdo kakimutu akot missing alendo bas meche FKH lakini meche Dr. Kiprotich kora kolecho bas ipkeweksei nyokechengale Dr. Kiprotich akoi olinyinet kole akidikon chito ne toretech kabisa ngoroni ko F ngotuye ak F kekure F bas komakomi shida neng'ung'et kikitu koskolengu notok inyoketebi ng'uny anyun nguno ngoite sait aeng nebo kemboi kechortech mutyo akoi theater. Kemite theater anyun bas alechi murenik chemi yotok mukut komakitinyo akoi aro FKH mwenyewe kolecho makitinyin kabisa kolecho meche sokoit FKH taisis kidogo itu nguno Ale jaja kumat ko tinya ji angen ngalekwak. Mongen tuguk che chidu murecho sigijut mongen le. Kongete ke yoto ki. Mana tuguk che testai kabisa. Wone kaka ko jila jeri ganuche amakitu yagef kwech. Agoi betu nirube kuitara kwech. Kolenda laja. Habari yako. Umepona. Alijichova itororo. Ki poisho noto kot missing. Ne ki englet nyoko ngalalu anyun Dr. F kulejo alaja. Kibi two tumors chikimita komasi akomasi. Agwanyun ki achiru kabisa tuwae kuboro. Kale tumor ne kibite kumutyo over a period of time. Kulingana kikelach tikiti kabisa chebo itit ak konda ak tagilgilit kokimuch kotiach komutyo nga kitingogis nguno the cheek nerve kalat nebo konda nebo tai ak itit nebo komasi nekase kwa umbali kulejo weksei anyun komutyo ako iwendi asi Elijah ibebeitu kinyatebi for 3 weeks kongete tarik somok nebo arawetab January 2020 akoi tarik 21 ke discharge nanyun kokawa bunoto kerenganikchuk. Alejini Jehova kongoi missing amu kien kasaratak anyoru kasapset niki kono asop amu ripset saet nebo Kristo amu noto kityo ripset niki imuch koribech Top Hill abwati episodes aing chekoromen kot missing chekikaba bishops chechuket nyowiro Dr. Paul Korir for the first time kingoit kele jaja makikere Elijah betego muny kabisa ak bishop enyo bishop ilikcho kikichame koto Dr. Ruto nebo Eldoret nyokiwekta anyun kele je makichame amu kimeche kosis Elijah amu kienzi nikikorom kot nikibo corona. Alejini Jehova kongoi missing amu nurses che kindojini kekure Etiang che kikila karon komuso asubuhi akolen kityo Elijah tunaoga tililindo nikimi hospitali ripset ngalalet nikikonech kotatkan korangoitu daktarishek nyosojini korok eng ward nyana meunik anyun akabirur akaleji Dr. F ichek tugul chebune uneju inya ako ingosop kiptayat mie Jehova abaibai kot asaba tupchenyu nyalunatoshek chemengechen kityo chemite konyiti Jehova mi kerichek chemengech che kikonech F cheki later on kobit some small curations akenge aeng lakini eng kerichek cheki lugui kerichot akenge kila kemboi ko kikokonech anyun keboishechi Jehova kibotisanishei kiamdoi kirutojini Christianik kibwone nyikekere wagonjwa eng hospitalitab Top Hill tos ma Jehova mano.
When I come to hospital, the first thing is go to the clinic and see the few patients that are there. We usually do rounds in the ICU between 9 to around 11, and then I'll go to the ward for ward rounds. After I'm done with the ward rounds, I'll see patients at casualty, if at all there are any patients in casualty. I usually handle general patients and filter who is supposed to see a specialist. Most cases we have here are usually brain and spine, because ideally the public know that this is a brain and spine hospital. But other than that, because the word is spreading so fast, there are usually day-to-day cases of common illnesses, especially those common colds, the stomach issues, and just infections in general. With the rainy seasons, there have been so many what we call salmonella typhi or salmonellosis. It's usually what we call in layman's typhoid. It has been so common, and I think it's because of water contamination from probably the sewerage, and also people's hygiene have not been as good. and I also think the other most common one has been something we call H. pylori. H. pylori is also due to hygiene issues, especially due to person-to-person contact after you've handled fecal matter and just contaminated food. Yeah, H. pylori. The other common illness that has been there is something called UTI, urinary tract infection, especially common in ladies. It has been so common. I think there has been a hygiene issue in general. I think the other common issue that is actually even right now is common cold, especially the last 1 week. You find that you will find 5 out of 10 patients common cold, and it's because people are abusing antibiotics. So because you find that sometimes not everyone is caught by common cold. You could be in the same room, but because depending on the age, there are different risk factors. Depending on the age, depending on your immunity level. So some people have more risk factors than others, and some have been abusing a lot of antibiotics, so they're easily getting these common colds and all those. There are 2 different instances of infections or how infections move from one place to the other. There's something we call direct and indirect contacts. So direct is usually person-to-person contact, and that is the most common cause of infections, especially the upper respiratory tract infections, which the COVID and the common cold, they fall under. So right now you find that people stopped that aspect of social distancing. They stopped the aspect of washing their hands after, like, we used to wash hands regularly during that COVID period, but people stopped practicing that. So because COVID was a pandemic and it was a new disease to us, so right now it is amongst us. It is not a pandemic anymore. Right now what we will call it, we will probably call it an endemic. An endemic is a disease that is among us and it's predictable. So you find that it's probably amongst even those clients who are coming with common colds, but we don't do tests anymore. So it's rare for us to probably see you coughing, have respiratory issues and do a COVID test, unless you're severely ill, and that's not the first thing that comes to our mind. When you have respiratory issues, the first thing that common things happen commonly, especially depending on the age. If a child comes here, 2-year-old, have respiratory issues, the first thing you'll think of is pneumonia, right? Not COVID. For an elderly person, probably in his 50s, probably has other comorbidities, the first thing you'll not think is COVID. You'll think of other things like TB, bronchitis, such things. So COVID is still there, it's amongst us, but we rarely get cases of COVID because we rarely test it anymore. Typhoid is one of the biggest problems in our community, especially here in our setup. Number one, the biggest source of typhoid is hygienic issues. So you find that people don't practice hygiene issues. And hygiene issues, I don't mean by personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is very important, by self body washing, clothes washing, but the environmental issue, hygiene is the biggest issue. Even contact with surfaces, it's a very big problem. People don't wash fruits a lot. You'll find someone just goes to the market, takes an orange, just peels it, and then just and then people just go to the washroom. They're in a hurry. They just rush home. So the biggest issue is hygiene, because typhoid is fecal oral. Yani you've come into contact with with animal just human fecal matter. There's something called public health. So public health has 3 aspects. The 3 aspects of public health are, there is one called preventive, protective and promotive. So it's a whole long story, but now it involves everyone. It involves the government, involves the community and an individual by themselves, and also the health facilities. So number one, it is like what we are doing here, education, educating the public. So educating the public, telling them what not to do, what to do. which you said hygiene. Observe your hygiene all the time. Then number 2, there's what we call even isolation. You see, you find in a family someone has typhoid. So that means if he doesn't become hygienically okay, and then he's touching everything, and someone else in the family is doing the same, the other person will still get that typhoid. So isolation. When you get such a disease, you just isolate yourself until you're okay, and then everyone else is going to be safe. Because what we limit in diseases and in infectious diseases is usually spreading, outbreaks. Because now outbreaks happen because of from one person to the other, and the contact is just there's nothing limiting the contact from one person to the other. Protective measures which the government should put in place, and also now the preventive measures. So you find that in some places actually there are vaccines for that. So vaccines are also some things that the public should be educated on, and they should be they should be easily accessible, because some of these vaccines are expensive and they are not available in especially those mashinani places, dispensaries. What I would like to talk to our young women and young men. Every day in my clinic, we usually advise these young people to do HIV test, and you'll find there are very new cases every day. In a span of 12 hours, if you're in a shift of 12 hours, if you get like 5 patients who are newly diagnosed, that's a lot. So in my view, it is something that we think that we've taken control, but we haven't. People are not taking seriously the ABCs, abstain, be faithful, and all that. People are just spreading it, and it's silent right now. It is a very silent disease, because people are taking medication and they are looking healthy, and no one is written somewhere in their forehead that I have it. Yes. So I'd like the young people to be careful. Be very careful out here. Whatever you're doing, just be very careful and just abstain. That's the best you can do.
Chomoka na 1 million Kenya shillings every hour na Lotto. Isitoshe, kuna chomoka bonus ya 50,000 kwa watu 50 kila siku, na ploti ya 50 by 100 Kitengela kila wiki. Si hayo tu, mwezi huu chomoka na golden jackpot ya 2 million shillings, silver cash ya 1 million shillings na bronze bonus ya 500,000. Changamka, cheza Lotto kwa paybill number 77700. Andika neno Kass kama account name. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 1000 na uchomoke na chapa leo.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been proved by the BCLB.
Daka mamilivi rahisi. Uko na nafasi 3 ya kuwa millionaire kila hour. Usipitwe. Cheza Daka. Ushike mita yako sasa. Chagua nambari zako 4 za bahati and win up to 10 million every 20 minutes. Nenda kwenye paybill 440440. Account Kass. Amount cheza na shilingi 20 hadi shilingi 2000 na ushinde mamilioni. Daka mita, kuwa bingwa.
Nito ko tetutietab tililindo ole inyorune logoiwek tugul chetinyegei ak kanyoiset cheboto kanetisiosiek chetoretin eng teretab mionwogik.
Immunization saves lives.
Immunization saves lives.
Immunization saves lives.
Mitei kamanutietab kikochi lagok chemengech chanjo kou ole iarorundoi ng'atutikab kanyoiset eng netoreti eng kirindaetab mionwogik cheimuch konam lagok chemengech eng kasarta neekitu.
Mamuch anyor chanjo kwa ming'in ako ngami kenyisiek 5 anyor mgonjwetab polio nekikona kole mean kerenganikyuk sawendate tuguk chekitoretegei kebendoti. Amache asom sigik tugul chetinye lagok chemi kenyisiek 5 akwo ng'wony chetakomuchi kimut chanjo ale imut lakweng'ung chanjo sikirinde asikochi inendet komyeit bortanyi.
Ajere biik tugul chebo Nandi ak Kenya mzima ing wikit nitoni nekibwoti kenyitab 44 kemwa kele obwal omutu lagok tugul kechanjan.
Kelen vaccine saves life anan chanjo kokirindoi anan kotoretech kokirinda mionwogik. Ko chang boisionik chekeyoe asikobit kinet biik chok akobo ng'oliot neo nekilen vaccine saves, ng'oliot neo nekimache kinet biik tugul akobo kanetetab chanjo. Ko kitinye ortinwek chechang chekinetishe, kimite oretab TV, kimi oretab radio, kikoitoi ng'alechotok, kora kebendi korik kot en kot kora kikoitoi ng'alek chekineti biik akobo ng'alekab chanjo.
Chanjo inito kokirindoi mionwogik cheterchin amu tomo konyor lakwet kimnotet yakakisich neimuch kokirinda mionwogik neu nebo chebwonit, chebakitkit ak polio ak mionwogik alak tugul. Ko kong'ete kokakisich lakwet konyoru chanjo nebo chebwonit notok ko TB akotestai eng arawek eng wikisiek kora 6 konyor chanjo age keba wikisiek 10 ak wikisiek 14.
Yekait community health promoter korikwok asome ale sotach akoipchi ng'alechoto inetok ak otekelezan kora kuyoto kenetak ma ng'alekab immunization ichekei ako ng'alekab afya komugul ako yekarifana okasit akobe facilities chenekiten.
Immunization saves lives.
Immunization saves lives.
Immunization saves lives.
Iker tetutietab tililindo eng Kass TV amu kimnatet naet.
Chamgei chitab kolenjin ako itagat eng uitul ole igere ketesiet nebo Kass TV atochin eng betutab rani asikobit keng'alale tetutikab bandab tai ako eng betutab rani kebendi keng'alale chametabgei ak tililindo ako kitinye kelchin kemitei ak Daktari Patrick Arap Kenei ne inyoise ine eng sipitalitab Kapsabet County Referral asikobit kinetkei eng betutab rani akobo miondo notok nebo seriat anan cancer ako amakitou tetutietab betutab rani ameche akonin boroindo Daktari Patrick Arap Kenei asimwoiwech ile tos Daktari Patrick Arap Kenei ko ng'o eng biik mising ko chemengenin.
Kongoi Cornelius, kongoi Kass TV akobo boroindo nekokono asikeng'alale ng'alekab cancer anan miondab seriat. Koyo kemwa kekureno Patrick Kenei. Patrick Kenei ko daktari clinical officer telelchini miondab seriat, kanyoiset ak chikilisiet en county nenyon nebo Nandi. Ako kongoi amu kemwa akobo miondab seriat. Amu miondab seriat ko legit kikogusan kila family within the country akot outside the country. Ko kito nebo maana keng'alale asikemuch kirinde mioni.
Kongoi daktari, kemwa ile itelelchini miondab seriat eng Kapsabet County Referral Hospital. Ako in atebenin kityo daktari, tos mitei aina ngapi anan konyil ata cancer anan types ab chebo cancer?
Kongoi kwanza cancer mache kinetkei kele cancer ko ne? Cancer anan seriat ko mgonjwet netou ing cells ko choto ko sehemu nenyo nebo borwek chemengechen chemuch kotau ngot ko kinet kotaune kinet sehemu kidogo ako much koletegei kwa sehemu chechang chebo borto. Cancer ini ko tinye uwezo konam legit kamaswek chechang ing borwekab kimugulmet. Ekamwa ko cancer ne common anan cancer ne legit kekere kila ing hospitali nenyo nebo Nandi ko cancer nebo kinet ing chepyosok sana sana. Ako amache kora amwa kole akot boisiek koname cancer inoto kinet. Cancer nebo oretab kapsigis anan cancer nebo oretab kapsigis ing chepyosok, cervical cancer, komi kora tai amu legit kekere kila wikit case agenge anan aeng. Ing murenik ko legit kekere cancer nebo prostate anan cancer nebo boisiek ne tau kou kakere beek boisiek anan kou kowendi boisiek beek ing several times and frequency komi barak. Cancer nebo oretab amitwogik anan kilen esophageal cancer ko legit komi barak mising amu amuch amwa kora kole mako u trends mako u chikibe keny amu kicham kingen kele cancer inotok bo esophageal cancer ko cancer ne name biik che echen chebo kenyisiek 50 kotestai, lakini amache amwaun ale of late kokeker akot lagokab kenyisiek 14 kotinye cancer inoto oretab amitwogik anan kilen esophageal cancer. Eng kalenjin kolen biik cancer nebo chebororet. Kikonam kora ko baadaye ko legit komi barak kora mgonjwonotok esophageal cancer. Cancer nebo bochet anan kilen bochet eng kalenjin ko colon cancer. Mi barak kora ing boisiek kora ak chepyosok. Legit kamwa cancer nebo ng'ulielok komite cancer nebo korotik kikure eng kalenjin leukemia anan Kiswahili Kiingereza leukemia komi barak kora. Ako legit kekere chotok ing